never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Can you believe now that it's Monday, Christmas Day is only 7 days away, and 2 weeks from today we will be in 2024. But there are a lot of bowl games coming up this week. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes, but first let me go ahead and say that this past Saturday night I was at 405 Community Court in Monroe, Georgia for Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. It was me, David Weekley, and D. Byers as the referees, and I refereed 2 matches, and one of the matches I refed was with an up-and-coming superstar named Teo, and Teo has already subscribed to the channel, so Teo, I greatly appreciate that, and hopefully we'll meet again somewhere down the line. Teo, Saturday night, wrestled CT Keys, and CT Keys got the better of him, but Teo has a bright future if he sticks with it. The next show at 405 Community Court in Monroe, Georgia will be coming up on Saturday night, January the 6th, and it will be an Anarchy show. That's right, Anarchy, that used to be in Cornelia, Georgia for 25 plus years, that started the careers of guys like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Rhino, Austin Theory, just to name a few. Their next show will be at the Boys and Girls Club in Monroe, Georgia, the home of Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, coming up on January the 6th. As always, we'll talk more about that as it gets closer. No more shows this year for Southern Fried, and this upcoming Saturday night I will be at 1200 Chivers Avenue in Buckhead, Georgia. Doors will open at 6:05 and bell time is 7 o'clock, and I've got to sit up for this because we know by now that I love talking about wrestling and college football. But coming up Saturday night, just a few of the things you'll be seeing. Former WCW commentator Scott Hudson will be in the house Saturday night, not to mention Santa Claus will be there. But also, we're going to have the King of Sports Southeastern Championship on the line. Barbed Wire Massacre, Sean Nelson versus Jacob Ashworth. Dirt Road Dynasty versus the Grapplers in a tag team match. No tag team titles on the line, but the stipulation is if Dirt Road Dynasty wins, all 3 members of Dirt Road Dynasty get Xander Seabolt in a steel cage. But if the Grapplers win, then Xander Seabolt gets Benny McCarty for 5 minutes in a steel cage. Nick Halen defends the Anarchy Heavyweight Championship. The Brass Knuckles Championship on the line. D-Money versus Hardcore Hillbilly. NWA superstars Hunter James and Alexander Lev will be in the house. They'll both be in action, along with Austin Thorne, Trigger, Kyle Phillips, Leatherface, and so much more. Coming up Saturday night, doors open at 6:05. Bell time is 7 o'clock. 1200 Chivers Avenue for Georgia Championship Wrestling. Now, as far as the bowl games this week, there are none on Sunday, of course, because it's Christmas Eve. But coming up today, we have the famous Toastery Bowl at 2:30 with Western Kentucky taking on Old Dominion. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we have the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl with UTSA versus the Marshall Thundering Herd. Then coming up on Thursday at 8 o'clock, we have the RoofClaim.com Bowl with South Florida taking on Syracuse. Then coming up on Friday at 6:30, we have the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl with Georgia Tech taking on Central Florida. And then we have quite a few coming up on Saturday. We have the Camellia Bowl with Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. The 76 Birmingham Bowl, Troy versus Duke. The 68 Ventures Bowl, South Alabama versus Eastern Michigan. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, James Madison versus Air Force. And then we have the Distribution Bowl with Utah versus Northwestern. And then we have Coastal Carolina versus San Jose State in the Hawaii Bowl. And all those are all coming up on Saturday. So we have a couple bowl games during the week, but the majority of them are coming up on Saturday. And then, of course, none on Christmas Eve and none on Christmas Day. But starting 1 week from tomorrow, the 26th, there's pretty much bowl games on all day, every day, from December 26th all the way through New Year's Day. So enjoy the bowl games this week. It all starts today at 2:30 Eastern Time in the famous Toastery Bowl when the Hilltoppers take on the Monarchs. And, of course, you have to really follow these bowl games to know for sure which bowl game is which, because a lot of these bowl games are the same bowl games year after year, played same day, same time, in the same stadium, but the sponsor changes. So if you're just a casual fan, you might see a bowl game and think, that's a new bowl game. Like this year we have the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's not a new bowl game. It's been around forever. It's just changed sponsorship quite a few times. If you follow it year after year, you know these kind of things. But if you don't, you'll get lost and swear up and down we got new bowl games. And we don't. We just have new sponsors for the bowl games. And I have a feeling that's going to get worse because starting next year with the 12-team playoff, I believe almost every single business and company is going to want to fork their money into the playoffs. So you're going to have fewer and fewer sponsors that are willing to pay for a bowl game. So I got a feeling starting next year, we're going to see a lot of changes in the names of these bowl games. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What do cows tell each other at bedtime? Dairy tales. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.